5 names, 5 stories in Paige Bryant's chapbook. They're all grotesque, ghouling tales of various mothers fitting the title's theme, maternity ward. In Paige Bryant's chapbook, she brings each character to life as she fixates the reader on different small details that are evident through each poem and prose piece. This is one aspect that I really enjoyed while reading her work. For example, one of the stories she wrote is titled Lisa, and a section from that says, "She stands at the end of the ward, red-eyed gouged from the socket, the left protruding from the skull. A bullet deafens my left ear, and her belly, swollen with child, bursts, gore cascading down her doe legs." Now this is really I can imagine this in my head very well, the way she describes it. And I also like the way, some terms she uses when she's describing images in her piece, such as doe legs, just stuff that is very intricately and elegantly worded. Very beautiful wording that kind of takes you by surprise when you're reading something so horror-stricken. She does a very good job with that, and it's very consistent in each of her pieces, which I really like that. Another aspect from her work that I really liked is the term maternity ward in general and how she plays with that. So the title of it is maternity ward, and at least when I think of maternity ward, I think as a very happy, pleasant, peaceful place. You've got mothers who give birth to babies or are about to, and it's just, babies are just this image that we have of this pure and joyous event. You go to visit someone who just had a baby, it's just very happy, everyone is all smiley, and babies are great. She takes the term maternity ward as something much different, So each story fits in telling about a mother and child, and it's very different from how I would imagine it. She makes it basically into a horror landscape. Just there's a couple stories of mothers, about to give birth, and it's just insane, and I love that. And I think she does a very good job at fitting the theme consistently through there and just bringing each story to life and really just changing our view of what maternity ward can mean and everything that goes along with that. So something that makes Paige's chapbook more personal isn't necessarily the stories themselves, which definitely are fun to read, but I think what makes her chapbook, very relatable and whatnot is her writer's statement. In the writer's statement, she talks about how she became so interested in the horror genre. She talks about a nightmare that she had and how that really sparked the dark writing enjoyment inside of her, and goes on to say that, usually when people read her work or even similar works, they're very creeped out by the gore and dark themes, and how, yes, they are creepy, but what she wants people to see from it is just her love and appreciation for that genre, and ultimately wanting people to just enjoy it like she does, and not necessarily you can fear it, but also just create a sort of love and passion for it, which I think was a really nice touch to her writer's statement. And for me, I definitely feel similar to that, as a writer, you want people to get the messages and the themes from your book and the mood, but you also want them to form an appreciation for it and admire it in the way that you do. And I think that sometimes, especially in the horror genre, I totally respect her wanting to do that. It can be hard for that because initially you read it and you're that's messed up, but there's also how she says there's a beauty behind it, and I think sometimes it gets overlooked. And so definitely that's something as a writer that I can relate to, and I'm so glad that she incorporated that into her work. And you can definitely see how much she enjoyed writing each thing and how she came up with it. It's just amazing. The piece from Paige's chapbook that I'm going to read is titled Magdalene. I just want you to close your eyes and try to imagine the scene that is going to unfold. She grew a 7th arm because having 6 was sinful. It was malformed, short, and disfigured, but it reached around the underside of her growing babe, feeling the Messiah nestled comfortably in the womb, a throne made from placenta, amniotic fluid, and a mother's love. The back of her hand pressed against the children's hot foreheads, recoiling in fear. "You're burning up. Touch my belly, child." And they did, hesitantly, staring into the pure rays of light that lined her corneas and flooded her ears, nostrils, and agape mouth. They hadn't expected God to be so maternal. She'd laugh. "Oh, no, no. It is my baby who will save you. He will make sure that your wings unfurl in heaven." Later, lying still in a coffin, maggots chewed at their wings instead. Every time blood flecked the toilet bowl, she got excited. "Oh my, have you come to say hello?"
The birth was complicated. At first, everything seemed fine. Her water broke while she ate a pudding cup in the cafeteria. Her 98 knuckles gripped the side of the hospital bed until they colored a ghastly white, and her breathing matched the rhythm of what she was taught in her prenatal class. Every time she was told to push, her face burned red. I can't do it, but she knows she must, lest the children of the adjacent wing die without touching faith. Light pours from her eyes, blinding a nurse down the hall. She begins to cough and sputter, choking on tears that cannot flow. Her body is beginning to collapse upon itself, yet she refuses to believe it. The vein along her temple forms plumage and flies away, shrouding her naked body in an ivory halo. The flesh on her fingers and toes peel back, quickly extending her arms and legs. Underneath she is light, a stunning brightness that blossoms beautifully before ballooning violently, splattering human gore across every nook and cranny in the room. In her bed there is nothing but a hollow corpse, organs relaxing post-climax. There is no sound, no movement. The doctor's arms are empty, and without their savior, the children are lost.